He fell through real glass, not movie glass, real glass. He cracked his skull performing a stunt and almost died. And when he broke his foot during filming, they didn't shut production down. They just painted the cast to look like a sneaker so he could continue fighting on camera. Ask yourself something. When life breaks something in you, do you shut production down? Or do you adapt and keep filming? Are you willing to die for your craft? Welcome to Articulated Illustration, where we see things from unusual angles. I'm your host, Dwayne Richardson Sr. This podcast is sponsored by me. And if you want to invest in purpose, let's make it happen. Today, we are asking a very hard question. Are you willing to die for your craft? And before you answer too fast, I'm not talking about physical death. I'm talking about sacrifice. Because everybody wants greatness, but greatness always demands something in return. Jackie Chan didn't fake danger. In Police Story and Project A, he slid down poles exploding with lights, fell from clock towers, crashed through real glass. He broke ribs, fingers, ankles, and there's a permanent hole in his skull from a stunt gone wrong. And he kept going. Then there's Tom Cruise. He didn't need to risk his body, but he climbed the Burj Khalifa, performed a real halo jump for 25,000 feet. He hung from a flying airplane, and when he broke his ankles jumping between buildings, he pulled himself up and finished the scene. Because realism mattered, excellence mattered, the craft mattered, not comfort. Now look at Kobe Bryant. When he tore his Achilles in a game in 2013, he stood up, walked to the free throw line, and hit both free throws on a torn Achilles heel. Now that wasn't just toughness, that was identity. Kobe refused to let pain decide who he was. Now look at Michael Jordan. Before the championships, he kept getting beat up by the Detroit Pistons. Knocked down, hit hard, year after year. He could have quit. He could have said, I can't beat them. He could have looked for a softer path. He didn't. He didn't join the other team, and he didn't build a shortcut. He got stronger. He added muscle, elevated his game, and came back 6 championships later. That's death to shortcuts. That's death to escape routes. And remember, Jordan was cut in his 10th grade year from varsity. Now, he could have laid down and had a pity party and said, well, basketball isn't for me. Now, if he would have did that, what kind of world would we live in today? Then there's Tom Brady. Late in his career, people say he was washed up, too old, a system quarterback, benefiting from somebody else's structure. Then he left New England, went to Tampa Bay. New team, new system, new pressure. And in his first season there, guess what? He won his 7th Super Bowl. Now that's death to doubt. That's death to the narrative that says your time is up. He didn't protect his reputation. He risked it and proved it again. Let's say it clearly. Dying for your craft doesn't mean you die physically. It means something in you has to be executed. Executed, not managed, not postponed, not neglected. Executed. The lazy version, the distracted version, the insecure version, the approval-seeking version, the version that says, I'll start when I feel ready. Now let's ask a question. Do we ever feel ready when it comes time to do hard work? Let's be real. Every level up requires a funeral, and most people avoid those. They protect comfort instead of burying weakness. But if nothing in you dies, nothing in you evolves. It's simple as that. You don't fail because you lack talent. You fail because you protect the very habits that are killing your potential. Scrolling instead of building, eating instead of being disciplined, talking instead of producing, and dreaming instead of executing. You want the future, but you won't kill the present version. You cannot have your cake and eat it too when it comes to this. This is not a bakery. Jackie did not stop when his foot broke. They painted the cast to look like a sneaker, and he kept it moving. That was not recklessness. That was commitment, not to pain, but to purpose. Now, let me bring this home. Some of us are not speaking from the mountaintop. We are speaking from the fire. We're not where we want to be physically, not where we want to be financially, and maybe not where we want to be mentally. But we are still building, still rebuilding, still fighting habits, and still confronting weaknesses. Still trying to close the gap between vision and reality. And that's where this question matters the most. Because it's easiest to talk about dying for your craft when you have already arrived. But it's a lot harder when you are still in the furnace. You say you want a stronger body, a sharper mind, a disciplined life, financial freedom, influence, respect. But what are you willing to execute? What about the version of you that scrolls when you should be building? What about the version that eats what feels good instead of what fuels growth? What about the version that negotiates discipline instead of honoring? That version wants results without enduring process. And once again, this is not a bakery. You cannot have your cake and eat it too. Because that version has to die. Not loudly, not dramatically, but daily, quietly, consistency. This is not about being perfect. It's about being forged. Fire does not destroy steel. It shapes it. So if you're in the fire right now, good. The question isn't whether or not it's hot. And if you remember Shin Godzilla from episode 2 of Articulated Illustration, he did not stay the same form. Godzilla evolved painfully, violently, uncomfortably. Every transformation looked very unstable, ugly, messy, grotesque. But every evolution was necessary to survive. And that's how growth works, my friends. It's not pretty. It's not clean. It's not applause worthy in the moment. It's painful mutation. You don't become stronger by staying recognizable. You become stronger by becoming unrecognizable. Fire does not destroy, it shapes it. So when life pressures you, do you shut production down or do you evolve? Are you willing to die for your craft? Or are you just willing to talk about it? When the camera turns off, when nobody's clapping, when there's no audience. Because these are the questions that I had to ask Dwayne Richardson Sr. If this episode challenged you, that's your cue. Follow the show, share it, sit with it. And that's it for today. If this resonated, share it with someone who needs it. And always remember to do what's absolutely necessary every day. And keep illustrating your life. Why? It's your dream, your vision. Keep the pen in your hand.